Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to Tunxdorf Farm. So here we are back on the multiplayer server, and we're joined here by Spud Boy, and we're going to go ahead and harvest some corn. Now we were deciding whether or not to harvest the corn like we were going to do right now, or to chaff it. In the end we decided that harvesting the corn was actually a better idea because we don't have very much corn in stock at the moment, or in our silos. So this seemed like the best way to deal with it. And what am I getting stuck on there? This seemed like the best way to deal with it for the time being, just to harvest the corn as opposed to chaffing it. Because right now actually we have quite a bit of corn in our silos, or in our bunkers actually, so we're going to go ahead and harvest our corn and go from there. So our nutrients look alright. Our moisture is super low though, so we may actually not get very much, so we shall see. So like I said, we are on the multiplayer server, on the Patreon server, and again, if you'd like to support me there, I'll put a link in the top right hand corner right now if you'd like to support me. If not, that's cool too. The videos will continue as per usual. Just a way of supporting me in the channel, that's all. Anyways, so Spud Boy here is he originally suggested chaffing, like I said before, but we actually don't have, we don't need chaff at the moment because we actually have tons of silage. If I were to show you over by the BGA right now, you would see how much silage we actually have over there already. And we actually have quite a lot, so. Now the funny thing is, right now, I'm actually using just the keyboard and mouse like I used to. And it's kind of a bit strange actually, because I'm so used to using like the steering wheel and all that setup. It just feels really odd right now, just doing this. But I didn't have it set up because I was recording another game, and it was just easier to do to get it done quickly because I know Spud Boy doesn't have a crazy amount of time. You know, we all have lives outside Farm Sim, right? So because of that, I figured I'd just get the recording in early before it gets too late, because for me it's 6:49 at night. And this is kind of strange because I don't normally record at night. I tend to record a lot more during the morning because I'm way more, I don't know, I always feel more energetic when I record in the morning. That's just me though. So. That's just me though, so everyone's a little bit different. Some people are night people, some people are morning people. My mom always used to say, the early bird catches the worm, right? Well, that's the way it works. So, say I love you. Alright, so we are at 50%. So what I'm going to do is, Spud Boy's coming up behind me right now. So what I'll do is, I'll pipe the pipe, I'll put a putt. Oh, I'm going golfing tomorrow, maybe that's why I said putt. Well, I'm not golfing, going to the driving range. I can't really putt. I can hit the ball on the driving range, but I can't really putt. Anyways, so what I'll do is I'll put the pipe out at the end here, just so Spud Boy doesn't have to go through the ditch, because that ditch is treacherous. Many a person has tried to go into the ditch and has been unsuccessful. Put the little lights on here. Hopefully Spud Boy will, is he gonna wait for me? Unload so we can not go in the ditch. I wonder if you'll understand this SVP. You might. I wonder if he. I don't think Spud Boy speaks French. We'll see. All right. So, like I said, I don't know why for the longest time I've never figured out why there are sheep over there. But there are for some reason. There we go. So Donald actually made the suggestion a while back that we should buy a, actually it was today, not a while back, it was actually today, saying we should buy a bigger tractor and a bigger plow. So actually, what was it? Today I actually picked up so we pick up the Krone Big X, if you didn't know that already. I picked up all the associated attachments to it, and I also picked up the Lemken Heliodor Géant. So that'll hopefully help us in the future if we have to actually cultivate in some lime, because we're actually going to need to put some lime down soon on some of these fields, which could be a problem actually, because well, it is a problem if it's too low. So if you look at our pH right now, it's 6.0, which isn't too bad, but it's actually kind of getting into that low threshold, which is actually a problem because apparently I didn't finish spraying there. Huh. It's getting into that low threshold, which is a problem because your yield gets significantly reduced as you get into that lower threshold count. So we have like 0 moisture over here. Wow. It's funny because there's a few different people managing the crops. You can tell like some people have been, like, you know, forgotten certain things because I've progressed time. I've come in the server and progressed time, and someone had some other idea as to what we should have done. So it's kind of funny with the way this works out. So that's partially the blame, not fully, but just partially, because, you know, we're all hopping on the server at different times doing different things, and that makes it kind of difficult to kind of manage the fields a little bit, because sometimes you can't tell if things have been sprayed, or you just don't have the time to go check every single field individually. Like, I guess what happened is that little part up there was sprayed initially for something. I'd have to go back and actually check. I want to say it's NPK. Could be water too, who knows? Because our water or moisture level on this field and our NPK is actually pretty low, so it could be either, really. I wonder if Spud Boy's going to try and get up beside here. It's not so bad over here, but on that back little half there, it's really bad for trying to get people unload out that way. But I think we might attempt it here. We might attempt it here. So at 40%, he may try this. We'll see. Well, that's not so bad. It's not so bad at all. Yeah, so it's like I was saying, I don't have the steering wheel hooked up today, so it's a bit strange to play the game, but it's still, you know, I still enjoy the game regardless, right? I played this game for a long time before I ever got a steering wheel and the side tech side panel, so it really doesn't make a whole lot of it doesn't make a whole lot of difference to me either way, really. So it's still a great game. And when you add things like the soil mod in there, and you add things like the Far Silo extension, the VGA extension, you really start to get an idea of what this game can actually do. But once you get to that point, then, well, we'll see what happens, right? So it's funny. I said I posted on the forums or the Patreon site saying I'd be on here around this time if people wanted to join in. But a lot of people. Donald was originally going to be here, and then he had an impromptu event come up, and I think Norm is away at the moment. It's Friday night. Apparently I have nothing better to do than to play video games on a Friday night, but other people apparently do, so just the way the cookie crumbles. I don't know. I always enjoy a good calm Friday night playing some video games. I'm sure some of you do too. Just depends. Just depends. I know, depending if you're a farmer or not. I know some of you guys are farmers out there, so if you are, Friday nights sometimes, depending on the season, like if it's hay season, it's go time still. If the weather's right, it doesn't matter what day of the week it is, really. It's go time, so you have to you know, get the job done. I remember I was helping my in-laws out when it was hay season, and my father-in-law like didn't even take a break. Basically, he's like, "Okay, I gotta get this done, you know, before, you know, the end of the day," because they were baling small squares, and you gotta get those off the field as soon as possible, basically. And I remember sitting down and eating and just enjoying the time, you know, just being outside and whatnot. And he was like, "No, we gotta go." But I guess a lot of farmers are like that because it's very time sensitive, right? You can't really get around that too much. All right, let's see. How is this lined up here? Let's bring up the information here and let's see what it's like. That's probably pretty good. There we go. Now Spud Boy's got lots of space. Or more so than he did before. And the reason why I'm using GPS is because sometimes you get lag in the server, and when you get lag in the server, and you're not using GPS, you'll go all over the place, and it's just a mess. At least that's my experience, at least. How full is Spud Boy? He's only 30% full. Oh yeah, he's got lots of space. Excellent, excellent. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this, finish this. We should be able to finish a good chunk of this field off once I stop only harvesting with half my header here. I'm just doing this for GPS purposes. I could have easily like shifted the course over a little bit, but I have a bad habit of doing what I'm doing right now, just for the sake of making sure that I get a straight line. I don't know. I have a thing about whenever I use GPS, I almost always do this. I always make sure I have a straight line first, and then I'll use GPS for the whole width of the header. I don't know why. It happens to me all the time. Anyways, what we're going to do after this is we're going to go feed the cows, because the cows have not really been fed at all for a while now, and they could use a little bit of extra TMR. I'm not even sure if they have TMR anymore, because what happens is I should really put the what's it called? The mixed feeder in there. Like the mixed feeder, we do have it on this map, part of the placeables, or part of the purchasable objects, I should say. But we've not purchased it yet because we only have 8 cows. So once we get some more cows in there, it won't be so bad. Once we get like maybe 100 or something like that, it'll be pretty good. And that will keep that thing rolling. And the cool thing about the mixed feeder is that you can actually purchase the individual things that you need if you want to. So you can purchase the grass, the straw, silage and whatnot, if you want to. I believe there's a feature in the mixed feeder that will actually do that. Oh, Spud Boy's gonna come unload last a little bit here. So see, this is why. If you look right here, at the end here, it does a little curve. That's just my driving. And that's the reason why I end up using GPS, just to get a nice straight line. So what we'll do is we'll unload here, and then it'll go up and down the field. There we go. Excellent. Raise the header up. I don't know if you noticed this, it's kind of strange, like the corn header is always really bad for height adjustments, because if you look carefully, that actually props up the combine there. It props up the combine when you actually lower the header, which is kind of funny. That's what it really shouldn't do, and that's the reason why you go a little bit slower. Like, you can't actually lower and lift the header, not from this point at least, no. There are some mods that will do it. For example, there's a mod called, I think it's like auto header height or something like that, or auto height header, something along those lines. And what it'll actually do is it'll actually adjust your header. So right now you can see it's kind of like scraping the ground, it looks like, from this particular angle. But what that auto header thing will do is it will actually make it so it'll adjust the height based on a hill. So if there's a hill, if there's a dip, it'll actually adjust it a little bit. And it works with the corn header specifically, is what I always find it works best with. Because if you use the corn header on any type of hill, this is a flat field, so it's not so bad. But if you use it on a hill of any sort, you will have a problem, because you're going to see the header and the combine not be able to maneuver properly. It's just a mess. Just a mess. Anyhow, this is good. I don't know. I'm not sure if Spudboy wants to drive on the crop or not. He may be okay with that. I'm not sure. Let's tempt him a little bit and see if he'll go out in the crop. He's going for it. It depends how you want to play, I guess. I don't mind either way, but I use courseplay all the time, so you can't really get around these things sometimes with courseplay. Although, interestingly enough, with courseplay it actually does try to avoid driving on the crop with the newer editions of courseplay. Like if you get the developer version of it, I believe, it'll actually try to avoid driving on the crop a little bit. Doesn't always work as well as you'd like, but it does try. 1 second water break. Alright. I suppose I could have fired up some tea, but water works just as well. So, the map is progressing quite nicely. I don't know if I mentioned this, but we have 4, 11, 23, 10. So we have a few fields. And I was going to buy, I think it was like 14 or 21 of those ones. Because what's happening is they keep getting harvested, like mown, is what I mean. But the yield is so low because there's like no nutrients on it. So it's pretty rough in that regards. But we actually do have some slurry equipment. So maybe what we'll try and do is get some slurry going here. Maybe not today. Well, maybe. We'll see. It's quite a process when it comes to the slurry. because we picked up a few different things. We picked up the what's it called? We picked up quite a few things. Where are they? We also got new seeders. We got the big seeders of both of them now. So I spent the other day. I went like on a bonanza. I went like, you know, got the Pronto, got the Maestro. I got the, what was the other thing I got? I picked up the new Windrower, but I think I already have that. I got the Flygull. This guy. I got this guy, and I got, I think, one more. Was it one more? And I think it was this. So basically, we were able to transport. I don't think this does transporting manure or slurry. I think it just, if memory serves, it just will spray. It doesn't actually transport. And we got the dolly too. So if we want to use some of the bigger trailers, we can easily do that. So, all right. Very nice. Yeah, I don't know what happened here, but you can totally tell, like, if you look on the left side of the combine right now, you can see that obviously there's spray missing there. If you look on the right side, you can see that it was sprayed. Now let's see if we can see what it actually was. Not from this view, at least. Yeah. No. It looks like it's probably water, if I had to guess. No, I can't see without getting out of the combine, apparently. We'll check out the end. Some of the fancier combines actually have like cameras on the end, which is pretty impressive, and some of them actually have cameras on the pipe right there. So if we had the drive control mod, I would show you the little camera there, but I can't because we don't drive control, because it doesn't work very well in servers. And we actually did test this to see if it would work well. It doesn't. Not very well at all, unfortunately, so kind of makes me a bit sad because it's one of my favorite mods. Yeah, you can't see it. It must be water. I must have sprayed water. Someone must have sprayed water, but I don't know what happened, and only I'm not sure why only half of the field got, or not even half. It's like maybe 1/3 or 1/4, 25% maybe of the field got done. It doesn't take very long either, so. Oh, it's cool. I don't remember ever seeing that text right there. If you look carefully on the roller, I don't know what you would call it, the auger essentially, you can kind of see the ears of corn. Looks pretty neat, actually. It definitely looks pretty neat. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to hire a worker here, and then I'm going to go get ready to feed the cows a little bit here. So I'm just going to going to hire, I think I can spell today, going to hire a worker, then we can feed the cows. And it's funny, as soon as you press enter on the keyboard, it actually disengages your GPS, which is kind of funny. Alright. So, I'm just going to do one more headland at the end here, just to prevent him from going in the ditch. If it goes into a tree, it's not as bad, but the ditch is really bad. The ditch is where all the bad stuff happens. You can turn that off. There we go. Actually, this is what I want to do. That's funny because I'm using all the keyboard shortcuts for GPS. I have to remember what they all are. It's kind of funny. I remember what, follow the courses and open the GPS HUD up and close it. But like I have it set up on the steering wheel and the side panel, so it's kind of like what buttons are which now? Oh, it's kind of funny. All right, so that should be enough space for the combine to turn around. One can only hope. Alright, so let's back her up, turn around here. And let's hope. I'm going to do, I don't know why, but hire workers are always like, they seem to be the worst for me. Let's go ahead and hire a worker there. And let's hop into, not this one, no. But as you can see, this is the setup I've been using for the BG extension. It's a bit quicker than doing it manually, but this is the reason why we didn't need to chaff that field right here. So this is, Donald and I actually worked on this a while back. It's a million, is that a million? Yeah, 1 million liters of silage, so we're good for now. And cool, a little interesting info about this, we're actually producing 634 kilowatts per, I guess it's per hour, which is pretty good. Although the weird thing is this is showing us 20,000 metric meters cubed. So I want to, do we have any other tractors that I can use other than that one? No, apparently not. So So what we'll do is I'll just move forward a little bit here. Drop that down, and oh, front loaders. Drop that there. And what I'll do is come over here. Oh my goodness, this feels so strange. Front loaders are like the one thing that I really notice a lot of. So like when I actually try to have to do something, actually, do we have, I don't remember where, I don't know where the shovel is. Because we might actually need the shovel. Is the shovel over there? Oh, it's there? Oh, there's a shovel there. Okay, so let's grab that real quick. I have no idea where it is. I think it's on the other side of the actual feed bunker itself. No, no. Yes, it is there. Whoa. Just a little bit more. Actually, technically, we could use the conveyor belt. Technically. Should I stay? Roger that. Should I stay in the harvester? No. You can. It should be fine. Alright, so let's grab a little bit of this. Now this is the funny thing, so because I've gotten used to using the side panel for like front loader work stuff, this is where you really start to notice some of these little weird things, like, not weird things, but some of the things you've been spoiled. And I know like a lot of people, some people will say, yeah, Ian, you're kind of spoiled, but you know, that's, I play the game a lot, so it made perfect sense to me to pick up the steering wheel and the side panel, but you know, I wasn't given it. I definitely purchased it with my own money. I still think it wasn't worth it. It was too expensive in Canada, at least. Where am I going? To the cows. I guess this is one way to get to the cows. I still think it was too expensive for a Canadian, in Canadian dollars at least. But it wasn't too bad for like Europeans, depending where you were. Although strangely enough, I'm pretty sure the side panel and steering wheel is still like on back order, I think, in the UK, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Kind of crazy. And I think in Germany it's the same thing. Alright, so front loaded has the belt. Should I bring the bucket? I got the bucket. Alright. The one problem with the front loader is that if you use the conveyor belt, it'll actually be really difficult to use the not to use it, but to gauge how much you're going to need. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll pull out this. I don't know what he's driving. What is he driving? Spud Boy's in a New Holland T8. So let's pull this out here. And I don't know if Spud, do you want to use... This is where having TeamSpeak would be nice, but I still haven't set it up properly. It's funny because I only record on the server like infrequently, so I haven't. It hasn't been enough of an inconvenience yet, but it's been a little annoying enough. Do you want to use the front loader? And I think this is what happened last time. So here you could actually get the mix feeder right here, as you can see. We just don't have that many cows yet, so it's not really worth buying a $117,000 thing for 8 cows. Yeah, and here's we have another one right here with 313,000 liters of silage just chilling out there. So, and then we have another bunker over here full of silage. So that's why we didn't need to use the silage at all. I didn't mean to chaff that. I don't know how much is in this too. 100,000 liters. I guess what's happened is some people have put the silage here and just let it sit. I guess they didn't fill it up, which is fine. Although I haven't used this a lot. I think this is an old type of texture. But that's kind of what silage looks like. You can do it. Might be faster with your side panel. Not using it today. LOL. Haha. That's funny. But the actually texture is really nice. That's pretty close to, I think, what silage actually kind of looks like. Maybe a bit browner. Now the funny thing is, is that there's actually a map with an interesting silage feature, or silage bunker feature, where it actually only unwraps a small portion of the bunker itself, and you can use it. So you'd bring your front loader in here, you'd unwrap this little part here, and you use it, and then you could, I think you can wrap it, put the wrap back on. But that's kind of neat when you think about it. I don't know where Spud Boy is. He's taking the long way around, it looks like. I don't know if he realizes that I actually have the front loader ready. He may not. So let's go ahead and start on here. So let's say it's probably 1 straw, I would say. I want this. Oh gosh. You can tell it's been a while. Alright, let's go here. My driving's still just as bad with the keyboard and mouse, as you can see. Alright. Is that going in? Yes, good. So we'll put, I think it was 2, let's say 1 straw. And we'll go for 1 grass. I think it's like 2 or 3 grass, actually. There you go. So yeah, you can actually use the front conveyor belt for doing this as well, if you want to. There we go. And dump that out in there. And I'm going to do 1 more hay. Technically, you could. This doesn't make any sense using a bucket to do this. Like, you would probably use like some sort of silage fork type thing. Would make a lot more sense than doing it this way, but because a bucket doesn't make any sense for picking up grass. You need like a pitchfork type thing, right? Alright. I totally just tabbed out there for a second. What are the levels like? Alright, let me grab some silage here, because that'll be the next thing we need. And alright, let's grab some silage here. Yeah, so we basically have silage everywhere on the map right now, because what's been happening is people have been mowing the grass like every single time and just putting it wherever they can find a place for it. It's been kind of funny, actually. Alright, so gotta be careful here. So the funny thing is with the keyboard, you end up making really harsh turns. I guess technically I could use the one of the mods we have on the server. I can't even tell. I don't even know why I brought that up. Is the mouse steering mod. It's one that Mike actually uses. I don't know if he can actually hook up to that. I bet you he can't. Well, mouse steering mod. So basically, like, so you look down the bottom of the screen there, you'll see like the little steering wheel, and then you can turn left and you can turn right. That's actually, I don't know where that came from, or if he made that, or if it was like something else, or if it was like a mod that was installed. It needs a high hitch, go figure, eh? But anyways, that's one of the mods that's on the server right now, and I think it's, I want to say it is a mod that he brought over from 2013. I don't know. I'd have to ask Mike specifically. Also known as Northern Fox Media. Pretty awesome guy, actually. Alright, so let's see what the levels are like. So that's probably somewhere in the middle. This is where having 2 of these T6s would be nice, because we don't have apparently this can't connect to the T8. What do we got? Aha! There we go. Perfect. That was a pretty lucky guess, actually. All the levels are where they should be, and can you open the door for the dairy cows? I wonder if he knows which one it is. Actually, we need to go out into the field. What if he's gone AFK? Nope, that's not the one I want. I don't know why that went over there. That shouldn't have gone over there. That's the door I wanted. There we go. Alright, so now we need to go in here, and the weird thing is you have to go in here, into this area, and then you have to go out here. Looks like they got some manure there, we'll have to deal with that soon too. And then go out of here. And their actual place where you actually need to feed them is way out in here. Which always throws me off, but c'est la vie, right? Alright, so alright, there we go. Let's feed the cows. Yes. They may not take all 9,000 liters of that, but if they do, that's great. I'm hoping for it. Looks good. Nice. So let's check on the cows. They should be animals. Here we are. Productivity is 100%. They still had some. They have some liquid manure. They have some manure there. They have fixed meat rations, fixed total TMR, and they're good to go. So they could use some other stuff, but they don't really need it. So they're still good. With 8 cows, you basically don't even need. You don't need to feed them very often, and they're still fine basically. But we are getting a little bit of milk from them. Not very much. All right. Let's go ahead and close that back up. There we go. Perfect. And we'll go out the other door here. And we shall close that door too. There we go. Perfect. Close sesame. That was the right door. Whew. I wasn't sure. Anyways, folks, that'll be it for me for today. And Spud is staring in the corner for some reason. I don't know what he's doing. I think he might be AFK now. Are you the phantom door closer? Aye. Alright folks, like I said, that'll be it for me for today. My name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Farming Simulator 2015 on the multiplayer server. I hope you did. If you did, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more Farm Sim multiplayer. Catch you guys later.